Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Dangerous Monday with me, Dave Selezen Hughes. I hope you're all okay. Hope you've had a good week. I'm not expecting a lot of viewers tonight, but I'm going to stream anyway. If I get people on, I get people on. If I don't, the reason being is that the Frontier Developments charity stream's on tonight, and I haven't been invited to take part in it or anything like that. So I'm going to stream as normal. I'll be honest, I'm a little gutted about it because I've just had a quick look at it and the EDRPG's on there, whereas I haven't even been approached, even despite the fact that I have asked them about some publicity and some information to be released about the game. I'm still waiting for them to get back to me on that, so I'm starting to get a little bit of a point of where I sit with Frontier at the moment, which is a little unfortunate and a little sad. But that's how it is, I suppose. Okay, so tonight I'm in a bit of a quandary. I'm not sure what I want to do this evening. Very aware it's perhaps going to just be me, so I won't have anyone to ask what to do this evening, but I was going to give an option across for whether I was going to continue with the Road to Riches or head off to Colonia, which has always been quite a tempting thing to do. Jump, scoop, all the way to Colonia and have a look around. I've not been there yet. Not sure if that's what I want to do right now, which is why I was going to open it up to some of the people actually on the stream. So let's flick over to the main sort of layout so you can see me. Hello there again. And the one thing I will say is at the moment I still haven't got the green screen on because I haven't really. There's one app I haven't actually started off yet. I just hope it starts up. Which is my chat window.
Disengaging jump.
Keeps doing that. So typically enough, it doesn't have a password on there for the chat client, which is typical when I'm live. You'll notice I have gone on slightly early this evening. I thought I'd break the tradition, and so rather than being late, I'd be a little early. Garzini! Hello there! Right, we are back. So, how are you doing, Garzini? Good to see you, mate. I think there's a large potential that it could just be you and I this evening. Oh no, Roto Capital Management LLC. That's a very official sounding name. That's slightly worrying. Capital Management, eh? Greetings to you.
What can I do?
What the hell? What on earth was that? Oh, it's Z, innit? Didn't think I was that close to that. But anyway. So yes, tonight's plan. I'm not entirely sure what to do, Garzini, and Roto Management Capital LLC. LMK, we need to invest some credits. You're sounding like a business, sounding like spam. Oh dear. So, as I said, what I'm thinking about doing this evening, I don't know if you caught this at the beginning of the stream, Garzini, is I'm a little confused about what to do this evening. There are two options I want to do. I did want to go to Colonia some time ago, and I still do want to do that at some point. What is a lower canon appropriate name for my aspects? It depends on what you want to go lore-wise. Depends on what you want to do or what you want to indicate through the name. Do you want to look at a historical naming, or do you want to look at something that's personal to you as a character? Or my name is Roto. I'm part of PA. What's PA? Roto was already taken on Twitch. Ah, see. Don't know really. Well, if you don't know, how am I supposed to know? Privateers Alliance.
Powering weapons.
No, stop it. Power to engines.
Max engines.
You're part of the Privateers Alliance, so you're essentially a pirate slash pirateer slash mercenary. Fair enough. What kind of character are you going for? What kind of lore are you looking for? What's your character's history? That's the sort of stuff you look for. Where do you come from in the galaxy? Are you descended from anybody who's in a particular organisation or branch or power or anything like that? That's the sort of stuff you look for. Lore is, in quite a lot of ways, lore is kind of what you make it. Oh, that music is lovely. Bootneck Marine! How you doing? So, right, I'm going to ask this question again, and I want somebody in there to give me some kind of answer. If you all have an answer, then by all means stick it in there, all three of you that I'm aware of. I want to do one of two things this evening. Either continue with the Road to Riches, or go to Colonia. I'm probably not going to manage the Colonia thing in one visit, and it may be something that I will do across a few nights of streaming, and maybe if I get a chance to go around and do something separate. Daddy Hoggy! It's Daddy Hoggy! How you doing, John? How are you, mate? I know you've had a bit of a funny week in the opposite sense of the word, so I hope you're well, I hope you're feeling better, and I hope we can entertain you and make you smile. Do cargo runs, unless otherwise, combat in the bubble, bassinet in LI's system, but not pledged. You happy you jump range? Well, no, that's one thing I was going to try and perhaps do, was nip to a station, divest myself of some of the stuff I don't need for the trip, and then try and maximise things. I'm alright, thanks, Bootnet Marine. It has been a busy week or so. You probably noticed from the lack of green screen and the mess behind that the house is still upside down. We haven't finished the living room yet, so a lot of the stuff that's supposed to be in the living room, some of it's actually back there, and some of it's not. So we're a bit upside down. Mostly Cowboy Bebop random stuff around the bubble. So yeah, kind of a bit of a mercenary then. My week continues to be hilarious. Well, it's a new week. Should be continuing to be anything. So if I was going to do Colonia, I don't know exactly how well I'd do at it. I know there's like 20 odd thousand light years to do, and I've got like a 20 odd light year range. But what I was contemplating doing was actually stripping out a lot of the stuff that I don't need, like get rid of all the weapons. I'll just run.
Acknowledged.
No. Don't divest, invest.
Yes, Commander.
See, Daddy Hoggy, I actually had a plan this weekend. I don't know if V got the message I sent her. I don't know if she said anything about it. But I had planned to actually try and come down and see you this weekend. And I apologise profusely for the fact that we didn't get around to doing it. I thought it'd be lovely to surprise you and just pop round and give you a hug. But a couple of things conspired. Obviously we didn't have to... I was kind of wanting to wait for V's response to make sure, one, you're going to be in, and two, that you'd appreciate the visit. And then two, the bloody snow started, didn't it? And I don't drive in snow. I don't feel it's worth taking the risk. Not necessarily because of my driving, but you know, there's a lot of idiots out there who tend to do a lot of things that I don't agree with, and perhaps try and kill me, which is not good. You're like one of the Privateer Alliance's rules: don't kill explorers. It's fair enough.
Disengaging jump.
Oh, will you stop thinking I'm saying drop, for crying out loud? But yeah, sorry about that, John. It would have been lovely to come down and see you. But yeah, just things didn't work out, I'm afraid. So I'm just thinking that perhaps V got a hold of my text and thought, who's this crazy idiot texting me? So, right, what am I going to do? Am I going to go to Colonia? I'll stop by the nearest station I can find and drop off the bits I don't need, and then I'll head off to Colonia with as quickly as I can, or at least start the journey at least. Or do I continue Road to Riches? What do I do? What do you think I should do, guys? Stick the music on while we're waiting. So the lore-related kind of name for a ship thing, given the fact that you're kind of a merc and all that kind of stuff. Colonia? Fair enough. That's one vote for Colonia then. Well, in that case, John, I'm sorry I didn't manage to do it. I am really sorry. It would have been a great thing to do, and it would have been great to come down and see you. But obviously, I had no way of getting your address off anybody because V didn't respond. If it hadn't snowed, the next stage of the investigation would have been to ping Millie and find out if she would be okay to give me your address so I could nip down. But 2 Colonia votes, so it looks like we're going to Colonia. Right, in that case I need to find the closest space station. How did you find the closest space station to current location? Emma, let me just check my thingy, make sure we're okay. Well, I'm okay. So it's not me that's pinging it, so that's fine. Yeah, okay, John, fair enough. It's as I say, it was on Facebook Messenger, and obviously we're not friends on Facebook, so she may not have gotten a notification or anything about it. But I thought it did. But I thought it was safer to do that than get Anne to do it. But yeah. Right. So how do I find the closest station to my current location then?
Frame shift drive disengaging.
Shut up. Find closest station.
Drive deactivated.
Oh God, stop it. Yeah, it's picking up everything I'm not bloody well saying. I'm just trying to find closest station. Ugh. I don't know then, John. As I say, I'm not buffering anything from this end, so I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe Twitch is having a bad day. No, I can't seem to find anything that's got the closest station. Maybe that one.
Stellar cartography. I don't know what the hell that is. That's nothing to do with this. Okay, that doesn't work. How did you find that? Try P. 2314. There's a station there, is there? Ah, so there is. Closed system map. System cartography.
Right.
Lights.
Inara. Okay. Raise landing
Afterburners engaged. Retracting docking modules.
boost.
Afterburners engaged.
Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
Yeah, Twitch is a bit flaky these days. It's getting a bit rammed up. And I think given that 1,000 people are watching the Frontier development stream tonight, then I'll blame them. Well, I'm actually quite gratified that there's quite a lot of people on. In comparison to a stream that I normally have on an evening like this when I'm not being inundated with sovereignty people, to have 7 people online is pretty good. Yeah, I was saying at the start of the stream that I'm a little, my nose is a little bit out of joint this evening, because I thought I'd have a quick look at different streams going on at the minute, and obviously Kate Click's streaming tonight, which is lovely, and she's streaming in support of Frontier's charity stream this evening. But I also popped onto Frontier's own channel to have a look at their charity stream, and typically enough, the EDRPG people are there, actually on stream live in the studio, which has kind of pissed me off a little bit. I mean, I've got nothing against the guys, don't get me wrong. Again, I will say that they are lovely guys and they've done a fantastic job with the product they've put out there, and I really do appreciate their efforts. And their support of me as well, which has been really nice. But given that I am waiting for Frontier to get back to me on some things about representation in terms of my RPG's market presence, as it were, and they haven't actually got back to me in 3 weeks, I just feel it's another opportunity missed. So I'm starting to kind of feel, I'm starting to kind of understand where I stand with them at the moment. And I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to feel like I'm bad grapes or bad eggs or anything like that. But it's just kind of making me feel a little bit second class. Even if I do have to kind of try and get hold of Paige at some point to confirm some elements of what I was looking for the community people to do as far as communicating stuff out. But I'm still waiting for Martin, the sort of new IP person, to get back to me with the answers to some questions I asked him. So there you go. I don't know. Drop.
Exiting now.
Sierra Echo Lima. Request docking permission prior to touching down.
Request docking permission.
Asking now.
Well, that didn't bloody work, did it?
Approval granted. Set course for landing pad 4-1.
Stephen Curry! Hello,
I'll
mister.
transfer power to the shields.
How are you doing, sir? 41. Deploy landing gear. Deploy landing gear.
The landing gear is down at launch.
00.
Stop doing that.
I can
to me.
lower the gear.
Fucking hell, loud. Yeah, that's how it feels, John, to be honest. My face doesn't fit anymore by the feel of it. Maybe it's because I'm obviously too honest. Maybe my biggest problem is that I do not and will not kiss the requisite amount of ass. I don't know. Anybody knows where that quote comes from? Answers on a postcard. Myself, I'm alright. I'm doing okay. Been a busy couple of weeks.
Engaging docking restraints. Station facilities are at your disposal.
I think at the moment I'm just trying to upside down the house, so I'll try the new Christmas lights in my own. How much extra support are you likely to get now that the RPG is out? Well, by the look of it, none. Like I just said, I asked Martin, who's the new Genesta, basically the new person in charge of the IP and stuff like that. Alright, John, I'll see you shortly. And I'm still waiting on a response back on the questions I asked. So I'm kind of a little bit concerned that obviously I've not been kind of considered for some of the community stuff that's gone on, and I'm not sure if it's something I've said or something I've done or over the last few months, or just that, you know, I'm not pushy enough. I mean, I try and be quite polite on these things and try and take a very easygoing approach to these kind of things and leave it as options, and maybe I'm just not pushing hard enough for this stuff. Maybe I'm just being too nice. But I am starting to feel like I'm being left kind of out in the cold with stuff now, so I don't think I've been unreasonable at any point. I'm kind of worrying, so that's what I'm saying, Garzini. Yeah, it could be the fact that I'm not pushy enough. Right, so utility mounts. So I have anything on utility mounts. Shift wake scanner. Right, I'm going to wipe that off. Store that. Optional internal. Take the cargo rack out. Take the planetary vehicle hanger out. Can I not just store the bloody thing? Can I not get rid of it? Look a bit pushy with marketing. Yeah, it's not that it's the marketing side of it, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of internet sales and pushing it with people and making sure that I'm getting the kind of the market share out in the world, is one thing. I mean, that's not something I've got a problem with doing. It's time in order to do that at the moment, because I am struggling with time. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I have pushed. This is what I mean. I have pushed Frontier, I think, quite a bit in terms of how this book's going to come out, and they just don't seem to be. I wanted to remove this. Why can't I remove it? Cargo rack. Let's put a single. Is it because I've got something in it? I've got 5 tons of cargo in it. That's why I can't sell the bloody thing. You idiot. Commodities market. So check his stuff. What stuff have I got?
Shutting up.
No, they're just going to let me sell any of it. No, I have got cargo. It's stuff that I picked up from various landings that I've done. I think stuff I picked up from Jameson as well. It's not going to let me sell it. Yeah. Need to sell it somewhere else. I'm stuck. I'm going to sell on black market. Oh, there we go. No, alright.
All vehicles.
Oh, for God's sake, stop it. Whoa! Well, hey! Let's just bomb the game out.
Disengaging supercruise. Drive deactivated.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Super Cruise is most definitely disengaged. Right, let's try that again. I don't really want to dump it because I think some of it's quite valuable. But in the end, if that's what I have to do, that's what I'll do. Can I? Okay. That's good then. What have I got? It's limpets. Ah. Okay. So how do I get rid of them then? Just dump them from. I'll just dump them from there. They're just limpets. They're repair limpets, aren't they? That's why I got them. I'll discard.
Statistics.
Right, cargo's empty. There we go. That's what it wants. So store that. It gives me 25 light years now. Keeping the fuel scoop, keeping the shield generator, or will I? Whoa, okay, that's drastic. That's hitting it with a sledgehammer. Oh, there's the itchy nose thing back again. Right, hard. Let's rip all the weapons out. Oops. Transfer, store. Transfer, store. So many clicks to do anything in this game now. Transfer, store. Store.
Unable to comply.
Right, that should be everything done from there. So all my hard points are now empty. Can I? Stored modules, that's stuff I've got stored. Optional internal. Shield generator. Will I wipe the shield generator out? That's the question. Shield generator. I don't know if they're going to sell the one that I'm looking for here. I'm looking for the 6D. Get 3 more light years out of just wiping the shield generator out completely. Do I just wipe the shield generator out? It's a risk. But it does get me 3 more light years. 2 more light years. That's it, yep, that's the plan. I'm going to race there, I'm not going to do anything. Just jump honk, jump honk, jump honk. Well, no, jump scoop, sorry. Not honk. I'm not going to honk at all. Okay, so we've got a fuel scoop in there. And that's pretty much it to get us there. I'm not going to do any planetary stuff either, so you know what, I'm going to wipe that as well. Oh, I can't. Okay. Detailed surface scanner. Store.
Cargo hold.
Advanced discovery scanner. Store. Okay, that's 28.5. Okay.
Shutting up.
Do I need to sell... I won't be able to sell any cartographic data because it's too close. I'll have to wait till I get to Colonia to do that. When I get to Colonia, will I have to scan it? I will, won't I? Because I've never been there before. Or I can use the buoy, can't I? How much extra did I get? Okay, let's try that again. I'll keep that. Open galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
And you won't let me open it from there. Open galaxy map.
Closing map.
Nope. Wait a minute. No map data there. AFM.
KSI has not been commissioned for duty.
Close galaxy map.
Stellar cartography. Just think of all those places, those faraway, unreachable corners of the galaxy. The uncharted areas of space.
What's an AFM? Auto field maintenance. Requires ammunition. So what do I ammunition it up with? I don't need that. I'm not going to use that. It's in the field maintenance unit. So browse.
Super Cruise drive disengaging.
It did. 3600 ammo.
Confirmed.
What the hell does the thing I just said, for crying out loud? He's dead. What? Eh?
Acknowledge.
Subsonic high, quiet here, is it? Alright, that's it, done. So, right, next. Exit that.
Closing map.
So, I've already got a pin in Colonia.
You taunt me with your passionate kisses, which you know cannot satisfy my thirst. My iron will devours, dismisses, mind and body entirely coerced. Found an enticing drama in erotic heat completely consumed me. Bidding desire, the strongest sin.
Oh, that's a bit fucking far away, isn't it?
Bodies be.
Is that more or less on our route?
Touch sense chills.
Or are we looking at going there?
Driving me into burning temptation. A need for our bodies to intertwine. Longing to feel femininity and sensation. The sweet seduction that is haunting my dreams.
Die runes.
Active as bewitching schemes.
Disengaging cruise.
Oh, fuck off. Right, so we're going to go there. It'll take us roughly on a straight route to Colonia. Right, that's fine. Cool. Let's do that. Thank you, Subsonic. I am fine. I am okay. I've had an interesting and busy week. I'm tired as hell. Put upon and in demand all over the place. I have a lonely, upset wife. I have a depressed, upset friend. And my nose is out of joint. So, yeah. I'm not having a great week, actually, to be honest. Oh, John, no. Oh, god damn it. It's maybe something to do with the internet connection around your area, not necessarily your link to the exchange, but maybe the exchange to the World Wide Web is perhaps having an issue in your area. What with the snow and everything, you never know, it could be that. Close galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Right, so, are we going to do this thing? How many jumps? 612 jumps. Shit. With no shields. Well, let's hope it works. It could be, you never know. Try jumping down to Chrome briefly. Okay, so let's go for the launch then. So this is going to be jump, scoop, jump, scoop, jump, scoop, jump, scoop for eternity. Thank you very much, Subsonic. Appreciate it. Raise landing gear.
Take care when leaving station.
Gear coming up.
Haunting my dreams.
Boost.
Afterburners maxing engines.
Well, it'll be fun if nothing else. So, Colonia, here we come. Are we ready? Buckle in for the ride. It's going to be boring as fuck. Hopefully the conversation will be better than the trip. Jump. Jump.
Clear of the station limits. We hope you have a safe journey.
Preparing for jump drive.
Jump.
Engaging jump.
Seduction is haunting my dreams.
I had to think what GOTG meant. I've left the oven on! Well, to be fair, John, he's a good guitarist, but I don't think he's very good at browsing websites. Jump.
Jumping.
Well, okay, what can we talk about then? I don't want to get too distracted, because otherwise, if
I
I
can scan the system if you wish.
scan the system,
Stand by, scanning now.
if I fly into the sun
Compiling
or
data.
something with no shields, it's
Cartography
going to
update complete.
jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
So what's been the interesting things to talk about this week then? There's been a lot of stuff actually online and on the news and stuff that I've been thinking of talking about. And now I sit in front of this. It's all gone straight out of my head. Yeah, you see the thing is an AFM unit will repair my modules, but I need a hull repair unit to repair the hull damage. And this is what
I
worries me
can
in terms
scan
of
the system if you wish.
that was a bit worrying. Scan the system.
Completing system scan, stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
This is what worries me when I'm out here without shields, is that I do tend to want to land on planets before I close off for the night. So if I do that without any shields, I'm going to be bloody careful. Because I'm an idiot when it comes to that kind of stuff. I might just go against tradition and actually float around in space. But then I'll know I'm doing that and it'll freak me out. Jump.
Frameshift drive engaging.
God, I don't know what's going on with it, John. It's a bit weird. It should be buffering. I mean, I've dropped 61 frames. That's it in the entire time I've been on so far. And that's what? What time is it now? Nearly an hour.
Disengaging supercruise.
Stop it! Jump.
Jumping.
Well, I've just wiped out all the SRBs on the ship, so I have no
System
SRBs
software integration complete.
Jump.
Jumping. Exiting now.
Cat's a buckle again tonight.
Jump.
Engaging jump.
Yeah, so stuff this week that's been kicking off. One of the things that just today, Keith Chegwin died. Cheggers no longer plays pop. I know he was one of these people that was kind of vilified by the media for a lot of stuff that happened, a lot of stuff that he did. But you know, he did maintain a fair bit of respect. And as far as I'm concerned, it was one of those parts of my childhood that was always kind of there, always on telly, always getting greased or something by somebody. And he was always a funny guy, you know. Even in his older life, in his more recent escapades, he's been quite a funny guy. And always turned up on various different programs, and it's quite sad. I'm quite saddened the fact that he's gone. It's another part of my childhood gone that I'm never going to get back. Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
So that was one thing. I don't normally delve into political realm for content on the stream, but I think one slight exception from it today is the whole Jerusalem thing. Trump has decided that America's going to recognise Jerusalem as being the capital of Israel or something. And to be fair, I mean, I don't honestly know what he's playing at with that one, because all he was ever going to do was cause fuss. It's just yet another one of these silly things that he's done just to get attention more than anything else. Now, I honestly don't know how he's going to measure the success of his presidency. Whether he's going to do it by how much media attention he got or what, I don't know. So that was that. My son keeps calling me a socialist because apparently I like red and yellow and Soviet flags and stuff like that, but I don't know what he's on about.
Super Cruise drive disengaging.
Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
I think on the telly this morning, about there's apparently a study being done, and there's now a group kind of operating in support of people with loneliness. So apparently something on the order of 6 million people in a study or in a questionnaire across the country have said that they're actually suffering from loneliness, which is interesting, and it's actually one of those things that's quite taken me by surprise that it's been made into an official study, because it's something that my wife has been saying for years. The whole time I've been doing this RPG thing, she's always said that she's quite lonely, that she does suffer from it, and that it does get to her now and again, and I've completely sympathised with her, because it's fair enough. I mean, I understand. She's obviously not got into this relationship to be sitting waiting downstairs for someone to finish faffing around in the office. Jump.
Frameshift drive engaging.
But to have it be recognised as something that is worthwhile of support is a really good thing, and I'm glad. I'm actually really happy that it's been done. Well, it won't buffer at the same time, John, because obviously your buffer will fill up at a different rate, and your buffer will start buffering at a different time. But it's obviously not just your computer; it's your connection. Have you tried switching off your router? Because I was having the same problem when I was having all the buffering issues from my end on the stream. I actually had to switch off my router and my Wi-Fi box and the entire network connection basically from my house. I switched it off for a couple of minutes and then switched it back on again. It sorted everything out. And since then I'm getting twice the bloody download rate that I was getting. So it might be worthwhile just rebooting your network connectivity machines. Jump.
Jumping.
What else? What else has been going on this week? Worthy of note. I put a video up on YouTube this afternoon of me fixing a phone, or trying to fix a phone. First time I've actually taken apart the phone and tried to replace a component within it, and it's the Nokia Lumia 925, which, to be honest, is a really easy phone to start faffing about with. It's almost like although it's got a non-changeable battery, non-removable battery.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Everything about it is just easy to do. There's 5 screws, then you can take the entire innards of the phone out and replace them. So Nokia again makes it easy to do stuff. Scan the system.
Stand by, scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
Jump.
Preparing for jump.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's the same with that. I mean, I know how much you've sort of spoken to Anne lately in the last few months and so on. You know, she went from having a 2-day-a-week job and having that interaction to having absolutely nothing, and it has affected her. And it has made her very, very, very down. And I think it does affect her physical state as well as her mental state. And I think that's one of the things they're trying to get at, is that if you're having that kind of low mood because of the fact that you're on your own, that's worrying, actually, John. That's very worrying. I'm not going to judge you or V or anybody else's situation, because obviously everybody's situation is different. But a guy I used to work with, his wife went through a very similar phase and ended up actually having to be institutionalised, because she had got to the point where any thought of contact or any thought of the outside world actually did send her into a huge anxiety attack. And she ended up swinging between hysteria and deep, deep depression to the point of suicide. I mean, she was horrendously... I mean, you've heard of bipolar and how that can be up and down, but this was horrendous. I mean, the poor guy I used to work with was at his wit's end. Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
And it's bizarre how it can work. And I think, as I said initially when I mentioned it, I'm really, really glad that it's been noticed and that there is some attention out there for it, because it's obviously something that's a huge problem. And it is something, again, that our society nowadays tends to kind of breed as something that needs to be... that goes into...
drive deactivated.
Goes into all that mental health kind of bucket, which is a shame, because it shouldn't be categorised as something that has to fall into another
I can
category.
scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Fibromyalgia suffers prone to depression already. Yeah, that's right. That's why when she was originally diagnosed, they put her straight on Prozac. A low dose, but straight on it. No questions. And she's been on it now for nearly 10 years. If not more, actually thinking about it. That's one thing in the good news category of my wife at the moment, is that she's now had her medical records updated to state that fibromyalgia is no longer her primary condition. She now has so many other conditions to add alongside it that fibromyalgia now is one of the minor symptom causes in her Milu, I suppose is a good word for it. Jump!
Jumping.
Well, yeah, I mean it's something that I definitely think needs to be taken attention to, and so we as the support network and loved ones of people who are suffering from this kind of stuff, who have these loneliness things, need to be very much on top of it. Have you been at home with what's been going on then, John? I didn't know that. I didn't know you'd been off. Jump.
Jumping.
Well, good luck with that, yeah. It's always good to try and wean yourself off something that's going on medication wise. I've been trying to say to Anne that she maybe try weaning herself off some of the stuff that she's on to see if it improves some of the things that are going on as well. Because she's been diagnosed with intracranial hypertension, and I honestly have an opinion that is due to some of the medication that she might be on and has been on a long time. And it would be fascinating to me to see what would happen if she did kind of come off some of the stuff that she's on slowly and just kind of see where it went. But the problem is I don't want to mess around with the balance that she's managed to get on the medication with the conditions that she's on. So it's not something I'm pushing. Jump.
Preparing for jump. Frame shift deactivated.
Oh, stop it. Jump.
Frame shift drive engaging.
Like I said, it's probably not something we'll end up doing. She is kind of scared to start doing stuff like that, because if it does mess up the balance that she's got, then she could be 10 times worse.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Yeah, see, that's That's been the problem since day one, is GP support for this, or any of this stuff. I mean, they don't want to put her on stuff, they don't want to keep her on stuff, they don't want to take her off stuff, and they just can't be consistent with what they're trying to do. So a plank of wood that's just falling down, it's getting them away.
Disengaging cruise. Drive deactivated.
Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
And our GP is ridiculously inconsistent. We don't have one doctor. We have to put up with the entire bloody surgery having their finger in our pies. And half the time they don't even know what they're dealing with. None of them look at the records. None of them are aware of the actual case as it goes. It's just ridiculous. We got
I can scan the system
involved in
if
the
you
project way back in the day when she was first diagnosed with some of these stuff. That was supposed to be the expert patient program, it was called. And it was something that was intended to try and teach patients to take care of their own symptoms and actually make intelligent, informed decisions as to what symptoms meant. And it was obviously guidance on how to use the internet, guidance on how to use the online sources you could get, or the book sources you could get, or libraries and information sources, rather than using the GP as a diagnostic tool. So the GP would then be the confirmation of your diagnostic process. And if you had this EPP tag in your medical record, then you would have this recognition as being someone who had been taught how to self-diagnose, and then hopefully save time and money for the surgery. It was a great idea, and it was a brilliant idea to do that kind of thing, and the tuition that you got was really good. Unfortunately, the actual project died a death, so it ended up meaning nothing. So even though you had all this training, all this kind of knowledge that you could draw upon, and all these information places that you were told were the places to go, like using NHS.net or official sites like the World Health Organization, or the other one, NICE, the guidelines site, so that you could make this sort of decision. 5 years after that happened, if you tried to go into a doctor's surgery and say, I'm an expert patient, I have this and this information, you'd get laughed out of the office. And now there's no respect at all for any ability that a patient may have to deal with and understand their own condition. And you're looking at patients like V, like Han, like a lot of other people in the world who have had things for a long time and have been dealing with them on their own practically for that time, to have any clue what they're talking about. You go into a doctor and you say, I've got a headache and I've had it for 3 weeks, and they'll say to you, well, wait another 2 weeks and you've still got it. But if you then say to them, well, I've already waited 3 weeks because I know that if I came in after a week with it, you'd have said to me, wait for 2 weeks. I've waited 2 weeks, it's still there. I'm not prepared to wait another 2 weeks. You get mad as being a problem patient. Boo. Jump.
Engaging jump.
Change GPs issue because a new GP didn't believe in FM. I think that's half the problem we've got with the GP surgery we've got. We moved doctors from the one at Bolton Lane to the one across the road from us, not just because of the convenience aspect, but because of the fact the doctors we were at, none of them believed in fibromyalgia. One of them actually said to us, you can get rid of fibromyalgia by exercise and water. You exercise half an hour a day and then you drink lots of water. That's how you beat fibro. And that was his adamant cure. Scan the system.
Stand by, scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
So that was just ridiculous. And then the doctor we ended up being under the surgery we're at now, initially, was absolutely amazing. I mean, she was understanding, she was sympathetic. She was a fairly young doctor, but she did understand fibro and did actually know how to deal with it. So she was amazing. But she didn't last very long. She lasted about a year and a half at the surgery we were at. And then since then, we've had turnover of doctors like you would not believe. It's like a revolving door in the place. Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
And it's just got from bad to worse. And I think it's not just our surgery. I think from what I've heard, it's the same across the country. There's just no incentive now for GPs to spend a long time in general practice. They want to move on to something else because the stress and the pressure that you're under as a GP to meet certain targets, especially since something like profit driven, is completely untenable. And there's no way you can do it without driving yourself into an early grave. So they all tend to come in for a year and then fuck off somewhere else and do a decent job where you get some respect. But
I can
it's a shame
scan the
because some
system
of the
if you
best
wish.
doctors, some absolutely amazing doctors have been in that surgery, but they don't last long. And you build up a relationship with them because they actually have got personality. And you get on like a house on fire, and you do actually get listened to, and they do listen to your symptoms and treat you like a person. And then they move on, and then you get left with the ones that don't give a shit, the ones that bring you in and start watching the clock to get you out in the 10-minute limit. And that's pathetic. And that's all it seems to be now. The ones that last longest at these places are the ones that clock watch. Jump. Push you out the door
Jumping.
5 minutes into your appointment because they've got another appointment coming. And not one of them actually looks through your record to find out what it actually is you're in for. So you explain to the receptionist, obviously the gossipy woman at the front desk, who will tell all of her mates, oh, this guy from with a penis infection, that kind of stuff, you know. Because they're not under any kind of non-disclosure agreement. They're not trained to keep this stuff secret. They're not under a doctor-patient confidentiality agreement. But you've got to tell them what it is that's wrong with you. Oh, Darcy, that's really nice.
I can scan the system if you wish.
V was an expert patient, then she wasn't, then she was, then she was some bits of recognition. Yeah, it's inconsistent. And the expert
Fine,
patient program
I
was
won't
great because it
disturb
did
you
actually give
again.
you that respect in theory for the entirety of your condition. It did work. It worked for about 6 months, and then the respect for it went through the floor. We'll try to do our own vitamin B12, even though she's a qualified phlebotomist. Oh, for God's sake! Didn't know it was a deep muscle jab. See, that's ridiculous. I hope V kicked off. Jump.
Engaging jump.
Well, public sector's going to shit because they keep taking the money away from it and then not doing anything to make it any better. It's just a shame. Back when we were kids, wasn't it great? You got a GP and that was your doctor, and there was you and about 10 other people at that practice. You'd all have the same doctor. If it was a multi-doctor practice, you would at least have the same doctor in the practice. I think the system is still geared to work that
I can
way.
scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Completing system scan, stand by. Gathering
what it is.
information. Cartography has now been updated.
The joystick slipped on the mat. That wasn't good. Jump.
Jumping.
Oh, Garzini, that was really nice of you. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. What do I do with this generous gift? You watch me! You've just paid to watch me! It means that essentially you get some little tricks and tips you can use. You get access to my customised smiley face. That's pretty much it. But you also pay to support the channel. That only kicked off but gave a demonstration to the nurse who actually do injections. Nice. Actually, that's a point. It might actually give you a higher priority on Twitch as well. It might mean that you won't have as many buffering issues. Oh, what the hell is that? Hear me. Jump.
Frameshift drive engaging.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Completing
Hey,
system
Gamora, how you
scan,
doing?
standby. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Good to see you, son. Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
Oh. See that jump now is 27.8 light years. If I hadn't stripped everyone, if I hadn't stripped the shield out of my ship, that would have been 2 jumps to get to that. So 612 jumps. Scan the system.
Standby scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
It might be worth closing the browser and then reloading the whole of Twitch in again. Now that you're a subscriber, you might find that when you log back through, you might get a higher priority connection. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
So let's jump 28.1. So again, this jump would have taken 2 jumps before I ripped out all of my equipment. So I'm quite glad. That I took out the shield generator now. I won't be saying that I'm going to smack into a planet or something. Bye, John. See you soon.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Standby
That's
scanning
top
now.
power action.
Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
So what's Warframe like then, Gamora? I've heard some good things about it.
Exiting now.
Jump.
Frameshift drive engaging.
Apparently I have 16 viewers. And to be honest, that's actually, given the fact that there's a lot of streams on tonight, that's actually not bad going. So to all of you people out there who are watching, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate getting into double figures. As you can probably tell, if you're not a regular viewer on the stream, you can probably tell that we have a very random conversational kind of list this evening is health matters, because one of my regular viewers and a close friend of mine, John Daddy Hoggard, both have wives who have similar medical conditions and similar issues with doctors and GPs and so on. So that's we've kind of turned towards that, and it kind of came off that. To miss that, Windows gets messing with sound levels. I was asking what Warframe's like. I've heard many things about it, but I've never actually played it. It's not one of those things that I've kind of put onto my list of stuff to get. So people have said it's quite good. Some people have said it's okay. Jump.
Jumping.
A lot of people have said that since a recent update, it's turned into a much better game than it used to be. And yeah, I've heard quite a fair bit about it. So. I'll tell you what I have done for the first time ever. I bought a Humble Bundle on humblebundle.com, and essentially nabbed myself 14 games for a tenner. It was the Codemasters Racing Collection, which I'm not a big player of racing games, but something I've always wanted to grab for myself are the Formula 1 games, because I'm a big Formula 1 fan. But I've never bought any Formula 1 games for the PC. So I thought, while it's on special offer, I'll grab as many as I can. So essentially what I've managed to get is Formula 1 2011 through 2016, and a voucher for 2017. But I don't know if I'm going to trade in the 2017 one, because it's still a bit too expensive. Is Warframe a sort of RPG? I think so. That's what I've heard it is. Is it a first person or third person thing? Yeah, but apparently it's had a huge update and it's essentially completely changed the way the game's played. There are around 600 jumps and can jump every 120 seconds. You get the clone in 20 hours. Well, that's the hope. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
Third person RPG. I knew it was an RPG of some type. I wasn't sure if it was first or third person. You're still buffering, for fuck's sake. So, go to the pub. Go to the pub, use their Wi-Fi. Project Cars has Humble Bundle. Yeah? Project Cars 2 comes out soon, doesn't it? Jump. Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
In this pack I got Formula 1 Superstars, the F1 games that I mentioned, Micro Machines. I think it's actually the most recent one, so it's still actually live on there. I'll probably find it myself. Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle. What we got? Got 6 bundles. Codemasters Racing, there it is. So what we got? We have F1 Race Stars, F1 2011, F1 2012 and Toy Box Turbos. That's pay as you want, pay what you want, so pay minimum of $1 and it's yours. If you pay $9.40, which is about £7, you get Grid 2, F1 2014, F1 2015, Season Pass for F1 Race Stars, Grid Autosport, 60% off Dirt 4, 40% off F1 2017, a 2017 1988 McLaren MP44 DLC for F1 2017, a Hyundai R5 rally car for Dirt 4 DLC, and a team booster pack for Dirt 4. If you pay $15, or about £18.11 at the moment, you also get Micro Machines World Series, F1 2016, Dirt Rally, the F1 2016 Career Booster Pack DLC, the Grid 2 All-in-One DLC pack, and the Season Pass for Grid Autosport. All of that for just over 10 quid, just over 11 quid. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good thing. You sit next to Evie, who's streaming flawlessly YouTube HD. Well, that's why. That'll be why then, for crying out loud. You've got somebody sitting next to you playing HD videos. Scan the system.
Completing system scan, standby. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Splat. And I'm not dead. Jump.
Jumping.
How much is Project Cars? Project Cars was quite good, wasn't it? Is it 23? God, it's still quite expensive. Bloody hell.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Disengaging cruise. Disengaging Super Cruise.
Stop it. Alright, I'm going to have to nip for a gentleman's visit at this point in time, because I actually forgot to do that before I started streaming. So I'm going to have to nip for a call in nature for just 1 second. Well, not literally 1 second. Please excuse me. Oh, not now, Garzini. I'm just nipping off for a second. I shall return very shortly.
Super Cruise drive disengaging now. Disengaging Super Cruise. Disengaging cruise. Super Cruise drive disengaging.
I'm back. I think we're going to have to disable that drop command because it's getting a bit ridiculous. Right, so where was I? Where was everybody talking about? Somebody asked a question. Garzini asked a question. On a completely different track. I've got Project Cars and Humble Bundle for $9.74. On a completely different track. I have an RPG question. How easy is it for you to use the RPG system you created for Elite Encounters in another setting? Very, 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 very easily. It was developed.
Disengaging Super Cruise.
It was developed to be customizable to that extent. Going to disable my drop command at the moment. Because it's a bit too sensitive for that. Drop. Drop.
Deploying chaff.
Resuming. The message is...
Not sure what that's about. Okay, let's go. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
Okay, so yeah, so as I say, Garzine, it's a fairly easy thing to do. The only thing, the actual main system itself was developed to not be tied into Elite itself in any way, shape or form, so that we can use the system in different games. The thing I need to do is to rewrite the ship systems, so the vehicle combat and the vehicle stat systems need to be redeveloped. But that's okay, because I've done that already. That was actually part of the initial development. So the actual generic
I can scan the system if you wish.
like non-elite specific system for ships uses a very similar idea to the characters. So rather than being hull, shields, blah 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 blah, it's a 3-stat system. So 3 vital statistics and then a couple of traits that go along with them that can be subcategories. So it's fairly easy. And incidentally, hello Bifford, welcome. It's good that you're a little bit late tonight. Selezen used to have elevator music during the post screen. Well, you've got music, I know it's not...
Jumping.
Don't know why I didn't leave the game image up. Well, because people then don't know that I'm offline. They'll say, why can't I hear you? Why can't I hear your voice? No, I don't need voice attack. It's nice. It's easier just to say jump. Although it is getting to the point. I think now that I've not got the computer in the room, it's actually too sensitive, which is bizarre. It's gone from one extreme to the other. Right, excuse me while I take my regular medications. So that's my Foreman, 2 Olympus 1. Glipton and D. Which one? Scan the system. Scan the system. Scan the system. Scan the system.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Garcia, thank you for that. I'm sure he'll appreciate hearing that kind of thing. If you could nip onto his SoundCloud channel and tell him that, that'd be great. I don't know if I said something about this last week, but Aaron, or Synaptics, actually gave me a little bit of bad news in relation to his current situation. He's literally he's done. Literally is not really the good word to put in there, but he has just been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, sadly. Which is a hell of a bad blow. Jump.
Frameshift drive engaging.
Obviously the scans he's had at the hospital have shown the lesions already. Evie paused her YouTubing and it's still buffering. It will need some time to clear up. You're not on some kind of plan that throttles your bandwidth if you use too much of it, are you? So anything apart from Sky, if you go over a certain amount of download bandwidth, then it throttles you until the end of the month. They don't tell you this. Obviously, if Evie's been using HD YouTubing, then obviously she'll eat through that in no time. Jump. Jump. Jump.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Stand by. Scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
Scan the system.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Jumping.
Well, I don't know then. Maybe it's just one of those nights. Everybody here is just streaming everything. Yeah, try to control F5. I mean, I know you've reached that. I don't know. I'm only clutching at straws now, to be honest. It could just be one of those nights for you. Right, make sure it's the right one. Because there's about, I think there's two synaptics people, but with different spellings. Gotta make sure it's SYNAPTYX. Jump.
Engaging jump.
I do need to update my collection of synaptic stuff because they've released a lot of stuff since I last got the updates. So I need to
I can scan the system
grab
if
his
you
latest
wish.
stuff and make it available for you to listen on stream. I have to give him a shout and see how much they'll sell it for. Scan the system.
Stand by scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography
Aye, the map is
update
Scotland,
complete.
funnily enough. I don't know if the other synaptics is Scottish as well, though. That's the thing. I just know it's YX, not IX. You've written IX on the thing. If you look at the now playing thing on the screen, then it should be YX on the end. It confuses me every time because every time I do a search, obviously synaptics with an I is the first one that comes up on my list. Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
He's a very good man as Synaptics. He's a lovely guy. Probably one of the 2 or 3 people that I miss most from up in the old stomping grounds. Oh, that's bright. Good, that was fine then. I originally met him as part of a Star Trek fan club that was based in Scotland, based in the town he used to live in, run by a man named Martin, who was from Barnsley? Sadly, no longer with us. He died some years ago. Haywood, Martin Haywood, his name was. A lovely guy. I mean, the group that we were in was a lovely bunch of people. Sadly, it ended quite badly because there were some issues with the club that we tried to resolve, and he took our interference with the management of the club kind of the wrong way and just went south from there, which is quite a sad story. But no, Aaron's a lovely guy. He has a lovely family. He's gone through a few bits of strife in his life, but don't we all? But again, a person I value highly, and my life was enriched by meeting him. A wonderful musician, as you can hear. Used to always pass some of the stuff on the old Amiga stuff down to me to review and critique, and that's where I started to hone my brutally honest tactics when I review people's stuff. Because although his stuff sounded great, he tended to use quite a lot of repeated modules, so the same tune would replay 3 or 4 times, and then you'd get a change and then it would repeat 3 or 4 times. And I says to him in those days, stop doing that. Try and mix it up a little bit. Use the same beat going through, but change the module so it's got a different thing in it. And yeah, that was always the thing that he used to laugh about. Was that it's the thing I always said most. If I did, he always had to make sure that when he gave me something to review, he had actually varied some of the modules so that I wouldn't moan at him about it. But I like to think that it made him a better musician in the end. But then I've got that kind of ego. So. But as I say, he's a brilliant musician. I mean, okay, I had my comments on it. But to be honest, if he'd released the stuff even without my input into it, it would still have been fantastic. Jump! And it's quite sad to know that he's got something as debilitating as multiple sclerosis. My nana, my maternal grandmother, she had multiple sclerosis the entire time that I remember it, and it didn't get her down. I mean, I suppose it did in some ways, but you know, it never kept her from enjoying her life. But it was a horrible thing to watch somebody suffer from. And obviously, it's degenerative, so it's not the best thing. I mean, the best thing I can really say about the MS that Aaron's got is it's the remission type rather than the constant degenerative type. So he will have some good years. I hope. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Stand by, scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
Spotify. Please do so. I think the more exposure he can get, the better it will be. Because I think he's amazing. Like I say, I think his music's great. It's relaxing. I mean, it's ideal for the kind of stuff that I like to do on a stream. I'm not an avid action gamer. I'm more of a chill out gamer than anything else, and his music just lends itself so well to that. And his music goes so well with exploration. Jump scoop just works so well with his kind of laid back beats. Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
That's true, but not for that sort of music. So as I say, that music will go well in an office environment as well. I might actually suggest him that there's a Christmas album.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Fuel scoop complete.
Jump.
Jumping.
Moby's long armbeams. Is that Moby from Moby the music person? So I don't like him very much. Jump. Jump.
Jumping.
That's probably a safe bet. Definitely I would say not Christmas Day. Because I'm gonna have my brother round in the night time. So probably a bad idea to sit on the computer. Although I could have him on stream as well. New Year's Day we're intending on being away. Thinking about leaving my son in charge of the house on New Year and gallivanting off places. Daddy Hoggy probably is aware of this already. Jump.
Frameshift drive engaging.
Yeah, John is aware of perhaps where I might be over the new year. We're looking into going down to get together with Drew, or we, as in me and Anne, are intending to get together with Drew and John down at Drew's house. At the moment, we're not quite sure what the plan will be, because we're not sure what the plan actually from Drew was and how long he wants us hanging around for. So. We do feel we're kind of stepping on John's rhubarb by going down as well. So we are feeling kind of,
I can scan the system if you wish.
scan the system.
Completing system scan, standby. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
But something we've never actually done before is actually go away at New Year. We've always kind of hung around the house and been people kind of wait for people to come to us, or we've gone to people locally, like gone to our daughters or gone to our sons or whatever. We've never actually gone away to visit friends or actually do something for ourselves over that period. And this year we were planning on going to Wales, to one of the hotels that we like. But But Anne's point was, what's the point in going away and spending that time in a hotel when we could spend it on our own in the house? To which I argue, well, it's not the house, for a start. But apparently that's not enough. And so we kind of... When I heard that John was going down to Drew's, I kind of thought that would be a lovely thing to try and do. And so we kind of asked if it'd be okay, and apparently it's okay. And I hope it is okay. The only issue we've got is that apparently it's not some kind of, but it is a Disney princess party on the 30th. And we have looked and looked and looked, and there's no way we are going to get any kind of Disney costumes that fit us. Yeah, if we'd had more time to think about it, we could have looked at trying to get something built or made or customised for us, but sadly, Disney princess outfits for the larger frame are not a common thing. Jump.
Engaging jump.
So the thing we're not sure of, and the conversation we had today was because we weren't sure about whether to do the because the Disney party's on the 30th and then New Year's on the 31st, and we weren't sure what the plan was, whether we were able to go down and spend the sort of 30th, 31st and 1st around that area with them, or that was the whole plan was to do the 31st, the 30th, sorry, and that was it. So I need to clarify that with Drew and find out if that's a thing. Although John could possibly fill me in. Disney took over the alien. Really? Nah, that's got to be a joke. Is a joke. It's got to be a joke. All the children of the alien queen are Disney princesses. Oh. Jump.
Jumping.
It's a scary thought. Even scarier is the fact that just the Princess is Ariel. Imagine me going as the Little Mermaid. It's a horrifying thought. A shell bikini in my frame. I've got the boobs for it though, I suppose.
Pausing. I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Standby scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
No. That would be bad, Bifford. Although I have got the legs for it. Jump.
Engaging jump.
Okay, I'm going to make this jump and then I'm going to call it a night for the night. Don't have the bum for it. I've got both bums for it. If I was going to be fair to everybody else, I'd have to hide the bum with the skirt. That would just be scary ass. Literally scary ass. We could, we just don't have the time. That's the problem, John. Finding 5 foot, 6 foot card costumes or card things would be a bit funny. I could, but again, it's time to get something that would look half decent as well as something that would fit us. And this is the problem, it's finding something for the larger frame. Plenty of stuff out there for your average Joe. They're trying to find something for plus size in either female or male. Is ridiculously... Yes, she is Garzini officially. Yeah, but again, I can't get bathrobes in my size that are the right style. Besides, a bathrobe isn't enough, it has to have a hood on it as well. And you have to have the undershirt. Open system map.
System map.
Let's see if we've got a landable planet in this system. Yes, we do. Quite nearby as well. Let us land on that bad boy. Close system map.
Closing map.
Yes, that's really what people want to see at a children's party, dude. A fat guy in a grass skirt. And people are going to be eating food at this thing. There's going to be kids there. They want to actually have meaningful relationships in their later on life. Without having horror flashbacks. If only fat people looked like that. Because although the guy's big built, I mean, he's not fat because he's got a toned stomach. Ironically, we did suggest that. I mean, the suggestion I had for myself originally, which I didn't want to suggest for Anne because she'd have punched me and probably cried, would have been Ursula. But my suggestion for myself was Baymax. Not a princess as such, but still Baymax. Because it's Baymax, isn't it? Again, an incredible suit was one I did actually look for. But again, trying to find one the right size, not going to happen. And
System
do I have
cartography.
closed system map?
Closing map.
Do I have a red and black lycra suit? Let me think. Is red and black lycra something you think I would really wear on a day-to-day basis? And I just happen to have a suit like that lying around that I could bastardize into an Incredibles outfit. Do you understand people who have a low self-image who are also fat? Skin tight is not a way we tend to go. So do you think that you could squeeze your wifey into a red and black lycra suit that's skin tight? And that you could do that? Would she be okay with that idea? Yes, I agree, but I am fat. I'm cuddly because I'm fat. Yeah, Baymax isn't a princess by any stretch of the imagination, but it is. There are no Disney princesses that are fat. This is the thing. Not one of them. They're all skinny bitches. Deploy landing gear.
Landing modules deployed.
Yeah, I know, John. It's just we're trying to work out what to get, and we can't find anything off the shelf that would work, that's going to fit us, and we don't have enough time to try and make something. So we're not sure what we're going to do about it. We'd love to come, and we'd love to come down even just to see you, if not necessarily go to the party. So I was meant to talk to Drew about it today and just find out what options there were, but I completely forgot because I've had a busy day. But we'll see. But it's fun in games, isn't it? Clifford keeps on sending pictures of fat people, probably. Yes. That's an option. That's an option. But we'll see. But anyway, so not a particularly well thought out landing point today. I've just dumped it wherever I could find it. So. But that's not a bad sunrise, actually. Oh, they've stabilised the screenshot mechanic. That's good. Well, we did think that. I mean, one of the things I did suggest was I go as Jabba the Hutt and she goes as Leia in the bikini. She threw something at me for that suggestion.
Targeting previous.
So, never mind. It was an idea. This is very true. I took the lesser of two evils there, obviously. Yep, so I think that's us done for this evening, so I'm going to call it a night there. I thank you all for your viewership on this fine evening. Thanks again to Synaptic, so I don't thank often enough on this stream, for providing the music. And thank you to you guys for watching. We've done quite a good job on stream count this evening. I didn't think we'd do very well, given the fact that there's quite a lot of stuff actually on tonight. We're just outside the top viewers list. We were at 16 at one point, and the lowest one was 18, so we're just outside it, which is a shame. But obviously a lot of stuff going on tonight. There's the Frontier Developments multi-stream thing. the charity stream thing.
Verity reporting. What do you require?
Just going to try and do that. So I think what we might do is just chuck a raid on there for the end of the evening. Oops, missed it. It's that one. Whoops. Get off that. Yeah, so the EDRPG guys are still online on the Frontier Development stream. So I don't know who else is kind of online at the moment. I think people have been kind of missing the streams this evening because of the Frontier one, which is fair enough. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop you all onto a raid on there if you want to do that, because no one else is live. Yeah, DJ Truthsayer is normally the person that I would shove you all off to at this point, but he's not live yet and won't be for another 10 minutes or so. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop you onto Frontier Developments as a raid, and then you can all screw around from there. So what to do is, when you go onto the stream, if you all yell out Selezen approves or Loop of Shame, whichever you prefer, let's make it Loop of Shame. So we'll go on to that for this evening and call it a night from there. So
Unable to comply.
So yeah. So what I'll do is I'll do the /raid command, and I'm going to call it a night. So thank you again everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves, and I hope you join me again next week. Take care everyone, and have a great weekend, or a great week even, and then a great weekend. Take care of yourselves.